All right. Well, first, I just want to say thank you so much for having Ability First Sports present to this amazing group. My name's Scott Dinitz. I'm one of the volunteer co-directors with Ability First. I'm going to share my screen and get going with this presentation. We'll have some slides, share some of our impact and mission, and play a short video. All right. Ability First Sports, our mission is to empower youth and adults with physical disabilities to engage in a healthy and active lifestyle. And we support youth and adults with physical disabilities to thrive through involvement in sports, recreation, leisure activities. Here's one of our recent pictures of a rugby and basketball clinic we hosted at one of the gyms in Chico at the Boys and Girls Club. And these are a few other pictures. On the top left, you see a basketball clinic at one of our camps. And then there's one of our newest additions to our organization. Olivia started with us at 5 years old. She's now 7. And she last year completed the 12-mile wildflower cycling race in her hand cycle recumbent that we've had her use and taught her how to operate. On the top right, you see a 70-plus-year-old veteran from one of the veterans' homes locally. And so we work with young people from 5 years old, and our most recent veteran water skier was 90 years old, and he got on the water ski for the first time in 50 years. Left is just some recreational and leisure activities, a good old water fight. There you see some tennis. We also do adaptive archery. And on the bottom right is a bunch of our different recumbent pedal and hand cycles. Some of our core values is bringing a sense of well-being to youth and adults and their caregivers and families, so they can seek a different level of support, learning how to thrive with whatever abilities that they do have, creating a sense of community. So often, youth and adults with physical disabilities are left out of some of those schools, some of those community, some of those work opportunities, and we engage them, we surround them with people that understand and have that lived experience, and that leads to the advocacy. We want to break down those barriers so that every single person, regardless of their physical disabilities and abilities, has the opportunity to perform to their best and learn how to do it through our support. And one of the best ways to see our impact is a video. This is an older video of one of our youth-only summer camp sports camps. And let's show the video.
Ability First is a week-long sports camp located in Chico, California. The camp focuses on wheelchair sports instruction for youth ages 8 to 17 with physical disabilities.
Well, this is my first time here, and it's really, really great. My favorite sports are probably water skiing and basketball.
Skating, because you can do tricks and stuff.
Coaches are comprised of professional athletes from a variety of backgrounds from collegiate, national, and international Paralympic levels.
There's great counselors and volunteers, and I made some new friends.
I'm having a great time.
We encourage new campers to come join us for our summer sports camp. Check out our website for more information or like us on Facebook.
All right, am I back to the original presentation screen? Okay. So that's a video that highlights just some of the work and impact we have. Because I can talk about it all day, but when you see the sports, when you see those images, I think it really comes to life. So how do we make this impact? It's the coaches that you heard about a little bit. They have lived experience. They're Paralympic gold medalists. They are PhD instructors. Some have spina bifida. Some have been able-bodied athletes and then became paralyzed. And all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, now they're learning that same sport, but in the adaptive model. Our staff and volunteers. We have incredible staff that have been with us for a very long time. And the staff and the volunteers create an inclusive environment where every young person, and now we've expanded into the adult support over the last half decade, feels a sense of belonging and feels that they have their voice and are heard and included. And then 30 plus years of experience. We were founded in 1985 by Eric Snedeker with his grant vision of adaptive sports and bringing more people with disabilities and being included in physical adapted PE in schools. And we've just continued to expand through our efforts. And we focus on the individual, not the disability. We do not put people in a box. We don't see this person as a spina bifida kid or a CP kid. We see them as Jose, as Olivia, as Trevor, and we figure out what they're actually able to do. Because so often young people and adults, they get clumped into a medical model, and then their parents, their family, their caregivers already assume what they can or cannot do. We break those barriers down. If you fall down out of your wheelchair, we're not going to get you back in. We're going to teach you how to get back in if you're able to. If you can't, believe me, we're going to assist and get you back in so you can continue to have fun. But it's all about empowering those individuals. And then the adaptive equipment. Adaptive equipment creates life-changing opportunities. We have 35 plus professional sports chairs. We have 30 recumbent pedal and hand cycle bikes. We have all the sit skis and adapted ski equipment, and the list goes on for every sport and leisure activity we do. Most of these young people and adults can't afford the $5,000 plus for the recumbent bike. And yet we have this equipment, we do the maintenance, we do the storage, and we let people use all of our equipment for free. And if that equipment resonates with someone and they're actually going to use it weekly with their own family to live a healthier, active lifestyle, then they're able to lease it and loan it for free of no charge. And I know I only have so much time and I probably already went past it. This is a flyer for our newest summer camp that we're doing. We're bringing it back. We hosted a hybrid version last year, which was our first summer camp in a year and a half because of COVID. And we are back in action this year, and we're actually going to bring back our residential sports camp for youth and adults. And we'll have archery, basketball, cycling, rugby, tennis, water skiing. We'll have the recreational and leisure activities and continuing to create community for the young people and adults we serve. There's so much more I want to talk about, and yet hopefully some of that information will come through the Q&A. How you can learn more and support more, that's my email. That's our website. We are redoing our website, so some of it is up, some of it is getting worked on, and that's our PO box and our phone number. And how are we doing with time? Did I make it?
I think you're good.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Give him a round of applause.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome presentation. Awesome.
First, thank you for all you're doing, Scott.
Yeah,
Thank
That's
you.
fantastic.
So we didn't hear about your background personally and how you got here.
You know, my home away from home is I'm one of the many wonderful leaders at the Boys and Girls Clubs of the North Valley. I've been supporting our programs in Chico, Paradise, Magalia, Orville, and Hamilton City, and I've worked at the Boys and Girls Club for 18 plus years. And before that was doing some community work during my time at Chico State through CAVE, Community Action Volunteers and Education and other agencies. And my first month at the club, I heard about Ability First. And I joined their team, I believe as a night counselor, and 18 years later, never left. Probably over a decade ago, became one of the co-directors. The amazing thing about Ability First is almost all of our support team are volunteers. We are a true grassroots nonprofit organization. In my capacity as a co-director, I volunteer my time. Most of our coaches and staff volunteer their time as well. Some of our coaches that facilitate the credentialed water ski program and other things, they take a very small fee, even though they don't like to, because we have to do that for legitimacy. Some of our residential medical and overnight staff members that facilitate in the overall well-being and care for our participants, they're part of the staff. However, we really are a true grassroots organization. Almost every single donation we receive goes back to the youth and adults we serve and goes to the equipment, the storage, and the upkeep so that we can provide the activities we provide. And so I got involved by getting a glimpse of what you saw 18 years ago, and it was a life-changing experience for me to break down my own perception of what people can and can't do. Because so often we view people maybe with a certain ability or disability, etc., and maybe there's an assumption there. And wow, do we break down those assumptions? And not only do we do it for ourselves, we do it for the caregivers. You know, we've seen caregivers, they tell us everything their family.
I've been interrupted in the elevator one.
Scott,
Yes,
can you hear me?
yes.
The power went.
The power went out in here.
Oh, okay. We're going with the flow, everyone. We have a lot of winter storms going on in our area, in our region. And it looks like one of the team members of the organization is helping dispatch to various winter situations. And so we're going with the flow. And adaptive sports and providing everything we do for people with disabilities, you have to already think adaptation, meeting people where they're at, and going on and doing things on the fly is something we're very skilled at. Can y'all see me and hear me?
I can see you and hear you, but I am not at Stovall. I'm in my car. So Scott,
Okay.
This is Eva. This is Eva. I just got a text from one of them in the room saying, hi, the power went out. And you already heard that. So, but I want to interject real quick because I saw you at Power of 100 Women. And that's why we reached, great job, by the way.
Thank you.
And congratulations on winning that round, so to speak. And that's the reason, that's one of the reasons why we reached out, is because we wanted to say, hey, here's another platform to kind of get the word out, but also kind of, learn more about it. We, as an organization, Chico Start, that is, as a chapter lead for here in Chico, we don't limit it to just people with business ideas, or because there's different kinds of business service.
Eva, I was hearing
Everyone a platform. And so
Yeah, you were kind of cutting out there for a minute.
Yeah, we got most of it though.
I heard most of that, and Eva, I just appreciate.
oddly, I'm holding still too. Oh, you guys look like you have candlelight. That's cute. Okay, sorry, I'm cutting out. I'll let them speak.
All right. Okay. So Scott, you're funded mainly on donations and grants, I would assume?
Mostly it is small individual donations. We do receive smaller grants, and yet sometimes as such a grassroots small nonprofit, that can be hard. And there's not much out there with exactly what we do. because we are an innovative and risky program. When you do the things we do, there carries risk.
Yeah.
And we are great at mitigating that risk. But when you're water skiing with, the type of populations we serve, we have a jet ski behind, we have a jumper, we have a certified adaptive water ski coach. There is risk to it. I am proud of the organization because 2 years ago, we received recognition for the work we do and the innovation that we have. And we received one of the largest grants we ever received from the Christopher Reeves Foundation to honor the work we do for the youth and adults we serve. But yes, mostly it is small donations that make the magic happen.
Yeah. And Eva might have already floated this to you, but have you heard of Open Grants? It's a grant platform.
A little bit, and we're going to continue to do some research. As we continue to expand into adult support and to providing the programs we do for veterans as well, because we used to just be for youth.
Right.
And then we had so many young people become adults and say, well, we still want to be a part of it. And our adaptive equipment, our coaches, our team, and our knowledge, we said we got to work with people of all ages. And so now we really work with 4 to, like I said earlier, I believe I mentioned it, our oldest veteran was 90 years old, and we got him up on a double water ski with an adaptive belt and 2 side-by-side skiers next to him. It was absolutely incredible. And Kent, I see your Jay, Ken, I see your hand up. I think.
Yeah, Ken, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like a lot of these folks could get involved in radio sports or maybe volunteering to do dispatch, like Parks on the Air, Summits on the Air. We have places where they set up radios and talk and stuff. That they might have an interest in that. And we have things that are assisted things for vision and hearing impaired. But anyway, that's just something to
when you say that, it's also, once again, just that innovative expansion. We now also offer our services to the visually impaired and work with Butte County Office of Education, because what we're realizing is, even though someone might not use a wheelchair for their everyday lifestyle, people with various disabilities and other things like visual impairments, etc., they might not be able to be as competitive or ride the regular 2-wheel bicycle, and all of a sudden they get in a 3-wheel cycle and have a guide in front of them, and now they're doing a 12-mile wildflower cycling event, and now they're able to enjoy their community in a different way. And we also do work experience opportunities, breaking down those barriers and showing people that regardless of your disability, you can be an amazing professional. You can go to college, you can work and be a contributing member of society. And our coaches and our alumni are proof of that. And they come back and they speak to the people we serve to give them that real life example and motivation of that.
Yeah.
Gosh, I should have a podcast.
Absolutely.
We have access to BCAC TV if that's ever something you guys want to. It has all the equipment.
That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. I mean, even if you got like an intern, for instance, from Chico State to help you run it.
Yeah. And I know one area, just if there's people out there on the call, and then once people see this via video, we are looking for more support to help us get to the next level with, for example, the great video you saw. That was a long time ago. And so we need, if there are people with the passion and the skills and the expertise, and people were able to volunteer their time, or maybe for a small professional, fee opportunity, we'd love people to come out, see our programs, take up-to-date pictures. We could use another video to highlight the way our program is now and the way we've expanded with different age groups. So I think those are gaps in the way we provide awareness and outreach. And so if there's anyone on the call in the future that's hearing this, we'd love that expertise and support, because I do think that's a gap within what we currently do and the awareness that we're able to make.
Okay. I can float you somebody. That's one of our Grow Tech members.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Absolutely. So what are the next steps? So you're kind of in the middle of creating the adult sports program, and what do you guys need?
You know, we've been doing that program for almost over well over a half decade. The summer camp, including adults in our summer camp, it was new as of last year, because when you take a little break, you reflect of, we want to go back, but we want to build back stronger, smarter, and learn. And so incorporating adults in that hybrid model, it was amazing. And that blended approach led to more impact, led to people learning from each other and that cross mentorship. And so getting the word out, we know there are more people that can benefit from our adaptive sports, our wheelchair sports, and our programming. And we don't want there to ever feel like there's a family out there that we don't want to be the best kept secret. So we are doing more outreach. And if a family says, oh, I see this small fee, it's a small fee to join the camp. Our workshops are nothing, etc. But money will never be a barrier. We will figure out how to get you involved and how to provide you support. And so I think if you know different agencies that support the population that we've talked about, that might be able to benefit from a presentation, from our services, from our year-round workshops, because we do year-round workshops over the weekend. And then during the summer, it's that week-long experience. But we're operating year-round, providing different opportunities. And so it's really that engagement. And we've had caregivers that are very tentative about getting involved and getting their child or the person that they're caregiving involved with our programs. And almost every single time, the can't do's, after they're with us for a one-day workshop, let alone multiple workshops or a week, become can do's, become a whole different level that young person adult is working through. And it just, to see that different level of engagement from those participants, it's amazing. And lastly, if you find someone in your network that was injured and now they are having walking issues or using a walker or in a wheelchair, we have no problem, whether they're in our area or not, supporting them through phone, through Zooms, through workshops on different adaptive grants that are out there for equipment, because we know that insurance covers the basics and usually not near enough. And so we can provide that guidance. We have recently, a long time ago now, had a 13-year-old sportster. She was an incredible athlete and got injured. And in the blink of an eye, needed a wheelchair. And 5 months after her injury, found our sports camp and is now in her second year at the University of Arizona on a full ride scholarship for their wheelchair basketball team. I'd like to say we were a pretty big part of empowering her to get there. And so we're here to support people, and we need to be reached out if you feel someone can use it.
Okay. Perfect. Got some ideas.
Well, let's give it one more round of applause.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you all. Thanks for doing this. Thank you for including myself and on behalf of the entire Ability First Sports team, organization, board, and all of our volunteers and participants. Thank you so much.
You are most welcome. Thank you for being here.
Right on, Scott. We got one small bit of our presentation to give, and then we'll be good to go.
We'll wrap it up.
All right. Thank you so very much, Scott. We really appreciate your time. Again, my name is Nicholas Stamper. I have been your host and organizer for today. I would also like to thank Eva Shepard for hosting this event for us as well. Secondly, I would love to thank our sponsors, Morgan Stanley, Chico Start, Grow Tech, Global Entrepreneurship Network, T-Bar, Build.com, Startup Grind, Explore Butte County, And of course, Stovall Coffee for supporting 1 Million Cups. Here are the events we have upcoming throughout this month and in April. We have the Clean Start Perspectives, building a highly effective team at each growth stage, March 9th at 9 a.m. And then the next 1 Million Cups Chico event will be Home and Heart, March 22nd, again here at Stovall at 9 a.m. or join us virtually through the link on our social media platforms or the 1 Million Cups website. And then April 18th and 19th, we have our Strategy and Innovation Workshop Series here at Stovall Workplace. Anyways, I would love to thank our audience for joining today's meeting. And lastly, I would like to thank everyone for showing up today for 1 Million Cups. I would like to leave everyone else off on this one note. One of the huge mistakes people make is that they try to force an interest on themselves. You don't choose your passions choose you. And that's from Jeff Bezos. All right. And from there on, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.